Call the meeting to order and start with our special town meeting.
Yep, I make a motion, we choose Tom Damlick as our moderator.
Motion's made and second. Any other nominations for moderator?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to vote.
Oh, all in favor? Yeah. Sorry about that.
So everybody, I'll probably sit so I can talk in this microphone. You can hear me. Okay, a few preliminary items we generally have to take care of. One is I inform everybody that in conducting this meeting, I'm going to be guided by the principles and procedures that are contained in the Maine Moderator's Manual that's published by the Maine Municipal Association, not Robert's Rules of Order. And secondly, there may be some information that our town manager might be the person to answer questions and impart that information, and he's not permitted to speak because he's not a registered voter here in town unless there is a vote of 2/3 of the assembly here to permit that to happen. So I entertain a motion to allow our town manager, Keith Trefetton, to address the assembly here.
So moved. Second.
Motion.
All in favor?
Yep.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, moving on to the business of this special town meeting. Article 2, shall the town vote to approve an ordinance amendment entitled Amendment to the Arundel Land Use Ordinance, current section 6.1.3, space and bulk requirements needs in the R-1 district. The text of the proposed revision is presented on Exhibit A, which is attached to the warrant. And that text is also can be identified as being in red, I think, on the backside of Exhibit 1 for everyone to peruse.
So moved.
Motion's been made to approve Article 2. Any discussions, questions, folks? Seeing none then? Yes, sir. Just step up and identify yourself.
Can everyone hear me? Good evening, everyone. I'm Tristan Everett. I'm a resident of Arundel. I just had a quick, I don't know if this is the right meeting because I've never done this before. So if it's wrong, you can tell me. I just have a quick traffic safety incident I'd like to ask a question about for a road issue. And I talked to the town manager. He said it'd be a good idea to bring it up here, but if I'm at the wrong meeting, I can go.
It sounds like something you want to take up during our regular meeting, not.
Oh, not during the special one.
Doesn't address the
No.
issue.
During public comment.
Okay.
All right, sorry about that.
Hang on, you'll get to it.
Thank you.
If there's anybody else have any question about Article 2? Seeing none, then put the question to the voters. All in favor of Article 2? Any opposed? Article 2 passes. Article 3, shall the town vote to approve an ordinance amendment entitled Amendment to the Street and Sidewalk Excavation Ordinance adopted on June 10th of 1998. The text of that revisions or those proposed revisions are contained on Exhibit B. Again, they're identified in red in the text of the particular sections of the ordinance involved. The motion to approve Article 3.
So moved.
Any questions? Michael?
No.
Oh. Chip?
Chip Bassett, Arundel. These amendments, do they change the process for a petition to ask the town to accept a private way?
Not this Article 3 that we're discussing right now.
That's Article 3, okay.
Okay. Any other comments or questions, folks? Seeing none, I'll put Article 3 to a vote. All in favor of Article 3, indicate by raising your cards. Thank you. All opposed? Article 3 passes. As to Article 4, I believe we've been alerted to the fact that there is an error in the proposed text of Article 4. And as such, I think that article, if I understand things, it's going to be passed or withdrawn. I'll need a motion to that effect.
So moved.
Any questions or concerns about Article 4 passing it? Diane? And if you look at the text, yeah.
Diane Robbins, Mocus, Arundel. So exactly what was wrong with it?
Look at the text in Exhibit C, Diane. Red. There's an incorrect statutory reference.
I don't see anything in red, so
Well,
sorry.
in
Page 4.
see right here, the statutory reference of 204, that's incorrect. It's 2504.
Thank you so much for the clarification.
Okay. Yeah, all in favor then of passing or withdrawing Article 4, please indicate by raising your hands or your cards. All opposed? Article 4 is withdrawn. I'll then now entertain a motion to adjourn our special town meeting. All in favor? Anybody opposed? Meeting is adjourned.
Now we'll call our regular meeting to order, and we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. And approval of the agenda. Anything to?
I do. I have two subject matters under manager's report. Received a letter from the MDOT on the speed limit on 111 that I'd like to report out on. And then we have a request from the Arundel Conservation Trust for a trail kickoff event on May 30th that I'd like to talk about.
Anything else to add to the agenda? Motion to approve the agenda as amended. And second?
Second.
Oh, you get that?
Yeah, who seconded it?
I did.
Dan.
Okay.
All in favor? Okay. Public forum. Now, here is the part where any member of the public can speak on any item which is not on the agenda.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Good evening again, Tristan Everett. I live at 222 Maplewood Drive, Arundel, Maine. I just have a quick issue I want to bring up to the board members here. I have copies of this as well that you guys can have to submit to review. But anyways, I'm a new resident. I've been here about a year and a half. I've been active in the military for about almost 2 decades. So I've been kind of taught, if you see something, say something. So it's a simple issue. But right now, we're talking about Clearview Estates with a Laurel Loop cul-de-sac that everyone's been talking about now. But it's just a simple traffic problem I see. Because currently, we talked to the town manager, there's no official designated direction of travel for that circle. So it's kind of a free-for-all. You can go in this way, you can go in that way. This causes a lot of confusion with traffic. And it can cause instances where cars have to stop, move over, one goes to the side, one doesn't. And I think it's a serious safety concern, especially now that spring's coming. It's been warm out, kids are out biking. If you look at the circle, you know, it's kind of you can't really see until you pull into the circle. And then if people are coming out that side that you can't really see anything, then like it can be easy for them to have to stop, people have to slam on the brakes and then move out of the way. So that's my concern overall. I want to bring up to the board. There's a lot of children going around now and there's a lot of people, and I think having a predictable traffic pattern would seriously help in this instance. So like simple problem, and I come with a simple solution. And my request to the board is that they place signage to establish just a one-way traffic flow for that circle. I mean, most time when you see a circle, you think of it as like a traffic circle where you go in the right and go all the way around and you come out the other way. And I think that would help alleviate a lot of problems, and it helps also, predictability. When you're coming around that bend, and you can't see anything, you don't expect an air car to be right there. So that's what I'm asking from the board. I'll answer any questions you guys may have, and I can present pictures. I also have a letter as well.
Any comments?
Yeah, I believe they spoke with Terry. And Terry brought it to my attention today that they were requesting a directional on the Laurel Loop cul-de-sac at this point, as he described tonight.
So this is the traffic circle that we're talking about possibly changing.
Yeah, eventually we'll have a discussion on that as well. Yep.
Yep, okay.
Yeah, I'm just asking for a simple.
Yep.
That's it. But if you have any questions or further.
He does not.
Yep.
Thank you for your time.
Okay. Anyone else under public comment? If not, we'll move on to approve the minutes of April 14th, 2025.
Motion to approve is submitted.
Dan made the motion to approve. Do we have a second? Seconded by Jason. All in favor? Okay. No committee and board reports. Managers report, meeting for April 7th.
Yes, if you recall.
I'm sorry, May 7th. Yeah,
7th, yeah.
yeah.
That'd be a little hard to do, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
If you recall, Cameron Ferrante and Michael Thomas were at your meeting, your last meeting, requesting that if the planning board was taking action on May 6th, if you would have a meeting on May 7th to make a definitive determination on the process that they're outlining for a dedication of land, a relocation of a road, and the ultimately the determination by the board on by the town and discontinuing a section of the road. So they would like to have that meeting on May 7th. So like to see what the board would like to do, and if you decide to, then it would be the only subject matter we'd have that evening for discussion, unless some other small material things come up. 7 o'clock as normal? Yep.
Did you get an email from Cameron today?
Nope.
Does Leah need to check to look for any more, or are we all set with council at this point?
I think we're all set with council. Ultimately, the decision will rest with you folks in terms of what goes forward onto your annual town meeting warrant for action. And I think discussion on the 7th may be helpful to make those final determinations on your behalf.
So that meeting will depend on what the planning board does on May 6th?
I believe so. I think they're into their final review process of the subdivision application that's before them.
There is a public hearing and it is on their agenda.
Okay.
6.
No, I don't think so. As long as we're all set for May 7th, that's fine with me, and I'll make sure we quote it. And I'll let Cameron know as well.
Yeah, I think, Jason Howell will be here, I think it said, that was why I asked.
Okay.
Okay. Appointment to the Appeals Board.
Yes, I received a, application from a resident, Tia Norris, who has shown an interest in becoming part of our, Board of Appeals, the Arundel Board of Appeals. As you know, we're lacking membership on that board, so I would highly, recommend that you confirm, her appointment to the Arundel Board of Appeals. I have a document that you can sign if you so desire.
Does that give them enough to hold a meeting, or we still need?
Not yet. We're there. We're getting there.
Damn.
Don't let her escape. I move to confirm.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to appoint Tia Norris to the Zoning Board of Appeals. All in favor? I can vote on that. She doesn't live with me.
Yeah, it's okay with me.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go. Status of the Public Works position.
Yeah, so I think we sort of had a curveball that was provided to us late last week. My initial candidate didn't appear that he was very successful in discussing issues with staff. So in light of that, I withdrew my consideration of him to become next Director of Public Works. I did speak with our second candidate. His name is Ben Byrne from Kennebunk. Ben has tentatively accepted the position based on the completion of the background check and some other stuff. I expect to perhaps have that done, wrapped up here soon, and would be forwarding his nomination for your confirmation here very shortly. So he has met with staff, and it went extremely well. So I'm hopeful that we'll be moving on with Ben.
Does he live in a local area?
He lives in Kennebunk. Yes, Terry and him have spoken. Ben's background, right now, he just completed a project for Chimbro Corporation, constructing a bridge at Gate 2 at the Naval Shipyard. He worked for several times for Stand Deck Engineering, out of Bangor at one point, also in Maryland, and when he was down there. So he's got some background in logistics and coordination and things to that nature. Also, he doesn't mind getting his hands dirty. So
Yeah, that's what we need, at least initially.
the only thing that he's lacking would be a CDL, Class A CDL, and we have those issues with all of our employees. So we're looking at perhaps doing an independent training course here to get all of our staff with the CDLs that they need in order to operate our larger equipment. So we'll keep working on that as well.
How about the MDOT speed limit on 111?
Yes, both the select board, as well as I received a letter from Southern Region Assistant Traffic Engineer Kathy D'Souza in reference to their review of the speed from New Road and Limerick Road. And we had requested that they take a look at that for slowing the traffic. They have determined, based on their review, that the speed zone in that portion of the roadway should remain at 50 miles an hour. So there was no change in the request. They've provided to us their interdepartmental memorandum as well as a map of the area that they're in question that we were discussing with them. So no change in the speed limit.
Are they considering at least turn lanes for Limerick Road?
Well,
Anything there?
if you recall, yes, and they're looking at signalizing that intersection.
Yeah.
I don't think it's in this budget go around. They are going to put a turn lane heading eastbound on 111 from Sanford area down towards Biddeford. There'll be a turn lane onto Limerick Road, and then the traffic lights. So that's what they're planning for that intersection. If you recall, we had meetings out there and we talked about the possibility of a roundabout, the possibility of flashing lights, and they determined that the signal would be the best way to go. So that will give us a signal in Biddeford, down in Biddeford. Then there'll be one at Limerick Road, the one at Hill Road, and then obviously when you get to the 35 intersection in Lyman.
So they had talked about possibly narrowing the lanes, doing something with the rumble strips. Has anything ever come out of that, or?
Haven't heard anything about the lanes. I would expect that if they're going to put the rumble strips in, if I recall from our meeting out there, that was a spring project. They did put up a speed sign to monitor speed. And I think that was what they're planning on doing out there.
And are they doing anything at the other intersection, the Thompson Road?
I'd have to look at I don't think it was part of the, I think they're going to perhaps put a turn lane in, heading westbound, up over that hill, coming and then turning onto Trout Brook. But I'm not sure if they're going to do the same on the westbound side as well, but that was all, there was no signals going there. Obviously, there'll be better signage, I'm sure, but you're still going to have 50-mile-an-hour speed coming through there.
Any other comments? How about the ACT May 30th event?
Yeah, they're looking for use of the outside area here at the municipal building once again for a kickoff, trail kickoff event for Friday the 30th from 5 to 7 p.m. They have a bunch of presentations they're going to make. They got some music. They're going to have a small campfire, food and refreshments, outdoor games, children's activities. So I told them that I'd bring this forward. In the past, the only thing that you've asked for outside events like that was to provide additional restroom facilities if needed. So I'm not sure where you want to go with that, but like to see if you'd approve this for them on their behalf so they can move forward with their project.
Comment?
I would say that we stick with what we've asked them in the past, and that would be to have extra porta potty out there.
If needed. Don't think they've had one in the past. They did? Any other comments?
Did they carry insurance also too?
They do. They carry general liability insurance.
Okay. seconded by Tom.
Got it?
All right, all in favor? And the petition for the townway acceptance of Laura Lane and Oak Ridge Terrace.
Yes, if you recall, this is on your meeting schedule for your last meeting. And we sort of postponed it a little bit before you made an ultimate decision whether or not it was going on to your warrant, simply because we had questions that were related to the fire cistern. I believe those questions have now been answered. First and foremost, the warranty deed and the petition to move forward do not include the fire cistern within the request. So the cistern is outside of what will be conveyed to the town. We recently found out that the cistern has been inspected by the people that have placed it in the ground. Obviously, it needs repairs. They've come up with a repair schedule for the association to take care of. I met with representatives from the folks today to make sure that this gets done. They've also provided to me that the association will continue to maintain that cistern moving forward as part of their project. So it would be my opinion and my recommendation that that the petition for the townway acceptance of Laura Lane and Oak Ridge Terrace be placed on your annual town meeting warrant for discussion and actions by the community.
Yep.
Okay.
Second.
Jason and Dan. Any other discussion? All in favor? Okay. And the payable and payroll warrants.
So move.
Motion's made and Dan and Jason.
Geez, they're in tandem tonight. What are they wrapping it up? Jason's
That's it.
been on every
Yep.
one, seeing if it's his last one.
And make up for last meeting. You excluded me out of everything last meeting.
Yeah, they're doing everything today. I'll sit there.
All set.
Before we adjourn. Tonight is Jason's last night. He has decided that he doesn't like Arundel anymore. He's gonna move out of town.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Emily decided that.
He still loves us. On behalf of the town of Arundel, we'd like to present you with this.
Take that with you.
Like, you know, that only lets you move back to Arundel, we'll be happy to see you back here. Don't lose that because that goes with it.
This is great. Appreciation of your many years of dedicated service in town.
Thank you.
I do want to say, it's been a pleasure working with you. Hate to see you go.
Yeah.
Best of luck to you, bud.
Oh, you're very welcome. Well, not really. We wanted you on the ballot again this year, but
Motion to adjourn at 7:30 PM.
Second.
Oh, I should have saved that for Jason.
yeah. All in favor? There you go. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.